Hi my friends, Your Creative here. Just wanted to hop on and tell you guys about a new idea that I came up with for a really fun shoot. It's going to be perfect for Valentine's Day and it'll just fit right in with all the fun romantic shoots happening. I watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs the other day and I just saw the scene where Prince Charming is kissing Snow White to wake her up from her deep sleep, and I just had to recreate it. And so I've decided that I'm going to make a open glass casket like platform for a model to lay on, and we're gonna have our sleeping princess and Prince Charming come and give her a kiss, and it's going to be so romantic and so cute. And I'm really nervous because I have never done woodworking stuff by myself before, and this box is going to be made of wood, so it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be really fun. Good evening. So tonight I am picking up some wood to make a glass casket, or just open casket, basically a box for our model to lay on for our True Love's Kiss shoot. So I just went and picked up this big piece of wood right here. It took a lot of moving things around in the car to get it to fit, but we did get it to fit. So very excited about that, and I'm just going to pick up a few more pieces of wood here at the hardware store, and then it's homeward bound. Hey guys, Your Creative here. Today we are going to put together the box for our True Love's Kiss photo shoot. This is going to be the box that our sleeping princess will be laying on, so we're going to go ahead and get started on putting it together. Today helping me is Mr. Creative. Let's get this project started. I definitely should have worn safety goggles or safety glasses for this. As you can see, I am squinting and making the funniest face because I don't want sawdust in my eyes. So now we've got it cut into two beautiful pieces here. Now the next thing we need to decide is whether or not we're going to cover the sides of the box, because this would be for the top of the box. And then, yes, where the princess will be laying.
Although this side's a little bit nicer.
So my question is can we take the other piece and cut it in half and use those halves for the sides?
So two things. If you do that, you're limiting yourself to only a foot tall.
Okay.
Because these are 2 feet.
So it would have to be a foot tall instead of a foot and a half is just what we were planning.
We could make do because we're planning on cutting 2 feet off of this.
Right.
So you could do this to cover the ends.
The shorter ends.
But the problem is why?
Right. Because we're going to cover the sides with decorations.
Yeah, this is not going to look pretty.
Right. Even if I paint it.
Even if you paint it, this is going to look kind of crappy.
Uh-huh.
So I would do something to cover it anyways.
Okay.
And there's no structural benefit to us putting the sides on with wood as opposed to your decorations.
So it might be best to cover the sides with the foam core, like you said, right?
Whatever, like, poster board or the foam core board or whatever.
Right.
Just cover the sides and decorate it how you want to decorate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be, probably an easier option. Plus, I mean, we're going to do 4x4s on the corners of this, but it still probably would be a better option.
So if not cutting the spare piece in half and covering the sides, we're going to cover it later with something different. All right, assembly time. That right there is my audience. It's time to assemble. I've got my wood screws, I've got a drill back there, I got to stick a battery in, and hopefully it lasts until I'm done. Yeah, wish me luck. You guys, I mentioned earlier that I had never done something like this before, and I think it shows in this portion of the video. It's quite obvious that I am totally experimenting and have no idea what I'm doing. In fact, I am about to make a really weird mistake right now because I forgot to turn the reverse off on the screwdriver or the power tool after I was done taking a screw out. Yes, my friends, that was a screw that kept popping off because I kept trying to drill this screw in with the drill on reverse, which was clearly not working, which is why I'm also swapping back and forth between trying to screw these screws in from the top and the bottom. I finally found my rhythm and I was able to screw them in very well from the bottom and got everything working. But yes, very embarrassing because I clearly don't know how to use these tools very well, and it just does not come naturally to me to remember to turn the reverse button off. But like I said, I found my rhythm and I got it working. If you guys are enjoying this video, please do me a favor and give that like button some love, and don't forget to subscribe. Right, here's the finished result. Well, okay, it's not finished, but here's the nearly done result. We're also gonna put a cushion on top with the other piece that's over there. So I'll need to put that together. It will obviously be relatively simple, but we'll see if we can find some nice fabric for an inexpensive price so we can stay in our budget. But yes, this is my baby. Well, it's my wooden baby. I was very proud that I was able to get all of these screws in. So they're not perfect by any means, but oh, it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. And it's the perfect height for kneeling and kissing your princess. So, yes, here it is. Okay, so now it's time to put the sides and all the decorations on our box. So I am headed into the store now to get some of that stuff. Okay, so apparently I need to explain why there's a giant piece of wood in my car instead of foam core poster board. For the area that I was going to try and cover around the box, I would have had to get $18 worth of foam core poster board. This guy right here was $23 after tax and everything, and it will do the exact same job. So for $5 more, yes, I went with something more stable. And I think it's gonna be worth it. I think that the wood grain will look really nice. I think it will paint nice. I think that when I decorate it, which I'm really excited to show you what I'm gonna do, hopefully it works, I think that's gonna stick to it really, really nice and look good. So anyways, I made a choice. It was an executive decision. We'll see if it was the right one. The only downside to this is that I have to go home and cut more wood. Okay, so today I have safety glasses because last time I got wood in my eye. So I feel a little bit more prepared today and super excited to get this thing finished. I got that new piece of wood that I bought today and I'm going to cut it up and screw it on, and hopefully this thing will start looking more like a box or, you know, a platform for a sleeping princess to sleep on. Yeah, okay, let's get started. This definitely added a lot of time to my project. I was expecting to be done being outside working on wood at this point and using screws and power tools, but I am so glad that I made the decision to use wood instead of those poster boards because it's just so much more durable, it traveled a lot better, and it painted a lot nicer. And so overall I was really, really happy with these results, and I think it was definitely worth the extra splurge to make sure that the box was sturdy and uniform all the way around. Kind of thinking back on it, I wonder why I even thought that foam core was a good idea. But this is all about, you know, just the learning process and trying to figure out what works best. And I think that though this was hard, it was definitely worth it. All right, y'all. So my phone died while I was finishing this, so I did not get it all on film for you, but you would have only been able to see it for a second because it was all going to be a time lapse. So anyways, here's the box all built out, ready to be decorated. It rained yesterday, so I had to bring it inside. There is probably going to be a little bit of, the lighting's bad so you probably can't see, but there is a little bit of warping going on right here. We can always pop in another screw if it's super visible, but it handled the rain pretty well. So now it's on to decorating. All right, my beautiful slice of OSB, it's time to be upholstered. All right, time to upholster. So helping me today with this upholstering job is my mother, and she was super helpful during this process. I had never done this before, and it was definitely a two-hand job. She also showed me how to do French corners, which really makes your upholstery turn out really nice, and I was very pleased with the result. Next up in the decorating process was the trim around the side of the box. Thank you to all of my Instagram followers for your input on which trim to use. I loved how it turned out. The trim was quite a lengthy process, and I actually ended up working on it clear into the evening. It is so cold out here. My hands are freezing. Lesson learned, don't freeze in the name of creativity. Go to sleep, do it in the morning when the sun's out. Here comes the fun part. Obviously, the trim and the cushion on top made a huge difference, but this is really when I feel like the box made a big transformation, and that gold color just looked absolutely stunning on the box. It shimmered in the sunlight, and I knew it was perfect. I also managed to do the whole thing with one can. Not a perfectly executed spray painting job, but it did what I needed it to, and it turned out great. All right, photo shoot day. I cannot see out of my rearview mirror, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get high off of paint fumes because the box still smells like paint. There are balloons everywhere. I can't see. I can see out of my front. That's the most important part. But I'm also freezing because I'm trying to roll the windows down so that I don't get a headache from these paint fumes. So this should be an interesting drive. But it's going to be a fun day. We got 2 shoots going on today. This is my absolute favorite part. I love getting to this shoot, putting it all together, seeing it all come together, and this is exactly what I was envisioning. Our model looked beautiful, just like a princess, and she and her husband were just absolutely adorable together. It was almost too much for me to handle how cute they were. So this next couple was from a separate day and a different location, and I just loved having 2 chances to do this shoot and seeing the difference between the 2 models and couples, and it was so magical to see this box work in so many different ways and different locations, and I just loved watching this couple. They were absolute naturals, and it turned out beautifully. You guys, it is so satisfying to see a vision come together and look so amazing. I loved working on this project. I learned a lot of really cool things on this project. Most of them were woodworking things and just building things in general, but I learned a lot of really fun stuff and I enjoyed it. I think that I would be more ambitious to try some other kind of projects like this in the future. So I'm really excited about these results, and I hope you guys are too. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit me up in the comment section if you have anything that you didn't like about it. I'd love to see a lot of communication happening here with your creative as we put on more shoots. I want all of my followers to give me all of the input because I would love to do better at what I'm doing here. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.